What's happening?
We're back on the Weekend Wellness Show, and today we've got an awesome guest, Nick O'Sullivan, who is going to teach me something very new today, the sport of Frisbee.
Wow.
Thanks for having me, guys. Since we're going to be discussing all things ultimate, you can probably call me your ultimate guest.
Yes, you are the ultimate
Save
guest.
that for the show as well. Can you recycle that?
Oh man, yeah, sure.
Recycle
In
that
more
one.
ways than one, you're the ultimate guest.
Alright, we're going live in like 10 seconds, guys. I'll bring it in for us.
Yeah.
And we'll just talk all things ultimate Frisbee. As the
All
ultimate
things
guest.
ultimate.
You just have to set me up again. You have to say anything but ultimate.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Weekend Wellness Radio Show. We are live down at Bondi Beach. This is Liam Zollo, your host, and with, again, my awesome co-host Sheena Alexandra, and our new guest, Nick O'Sullivan. How are you, Nick?
Oh, very well, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to be here. So we're going to be talking all things, what are we talking about today, mate? We'll let you bring it in.
Oh, look, so I'm here to talk about ultimate Frisbee, which is not the coolest sport around, but it will be. Since I'm doing this interview, now has all the street cred possible.
Street cred, what does that mean?
It's short for street credibility. It means you're a gangster.
Yeah.
It means you're the OG.
I'm already initiating right now, right?
Yeah, you got it. You're from the streets. I can see that.
Mate, so what were you saying then? You are our guest. You are
A super special guest. But not only are you super special, you are actually
the ultimate guest.
Exactly right.
Whoa. Did not pre-rehearse that. For you those playing at home, we did not rehearse that.
We did not rehearse that at all.
Who rehearses it?
Who rehearses it?
We didn't rehearse this
confession.
one.
We rehearsed it. I tried to rehearse it.
I thought it felt really natural. I think you did a really good job. You're obviously a consummate professional.
Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate it. That's the first time that's anyone said that to me. Usually when we're down here, I'm fiddling around with these bits here and I might get it wrong sometimes. So it's good that I get a professional attitude for a change. So super excited about you. So let's bring the Frisbee up here.
Bring it up here and just so everyone can see.
So you can see it on Facebook.
Okay, so Nick, I've got questions. Okay, so Frisbee is a sport. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of how this became, first of all, how it became a hobby, and then how it became a sport?
Well, in the 70s, a lot of people were smoking a lot of different things. Experimentation didn't just end with chemicals. It also came with sport.
With flying things in the air?
And several universities.
Visions, right?
Yeah. People thought they were dragons at first. That was incorrect. People obviously, the Frisbee's been around for a while as a recreational equipment, and people thought, well, how can we turn this into a living, breathing, competitive sport? And if you're familiar with the sports of netball and NFL, it's like a combination of the two. So in netball, you have to stop when you catch the ball.
Yep.
Same in Frisbee, but you, instead of scoring into a net, there's an end zone like in NFL, and you have someone catch the disc inside that end zone, and that is 1 point.
So you call it a disc and not a Frisbee?
We call it a disc. You can call it a Frisbee or throwing the frizz.
Frizz? Okay.
Just having a bit of, or you froth over the frizz.
Oh, now we're getting into lingo.
Yeah. So now I'm just going to throw in some terms, and then you don't know if they're real or not. So that's what I'm really excited about.
Have you ever hit a bird?
Have I ever hit a bird? In Australia, sometimes we refer to birds as women. Yes, definitely.
He's a good guest. He's the ultimate guest going on. I like this.
They're paying me a lot of money for this, so that's why I'm performing so well. Thank you so much.
Wait, so in defense, when you do the defense part of it, how do you get to tackle someone then? Or?
Yeah, so one of the great things about the sport is it's non-contact.
Non-contact.
Right? Look, and what they call is incidental contact can occur, like in any sport there's non-contact, for example, soccer or basketball, where the contact can occur, but it's avoided, mostly at all costs. And there are rules regarding how you make contact. So you have like lanes, like in AFL or soccer, where someone owns the space or owns that particular part of the ground, and you can't cross that unless you have that space.
So you have like forwards and backs and midfield, same sort of position.
I would describe it more like we have like it's more kind of NFL tactics. The fact that you have receivers and quarterbacks.
Oh, really?
Right, and so on the field there are 7 members per team, so 14 altogether, and then you'll have on that breakdown of 7, maybe 2 or 3 quarterbacks and the rest receivers.
Yeah.
And they make cuts into different areas or sections of the field to gain space away from the defender, where the quarterback, or what we call a handler, can hit them and move this forward up the field and towards the goal.
Yeah, okay, cool. Do you get a certain amount of throws?
Yeah, great question. Like in rugby, you get several amount of tackles. No, it's unlimited. And you know, one of the great things about the sport that adds, you know, another element is it can be over in one pass, because some people can throw the full field, which is 60 meters or plus, depending on whether you're at the end zone.
Yeah.
Or it can be 100 passes, or unlimited, or infinity.
So like short passes or long?
Oh, like both. Yeah, when Chuck Norris played, it was
Norris played.
Yeah, it was infinity passes, and that he did that twice. So that was very impressive.
I love a good old Chuck Norris joke.
Who doesn't? Very enjoyable.
You can sit on Google all day. What are the Chuck Norris? I know we're going diving.
No, I love it. I think when Chuck Norris does push up, he pushes the world down. Chuck Norris got his girlfriend pregnant before his dad did.
Right, is it that honestly these things, when you're in Europe and you've got no source of entertainment and you hear these Chuck Norris jokes, it makes everyone piss themselves off.
There's almost 1,000. You can actually spend a good amount of time. Like people think Facebook is a waste of time. No, get on the Chuck Norris jokes. Yeah, you can really waste some days there.
Yeah, wasting like that months.
I'm
wasting some months. The hardest thing is when you try and make your own ones up, because you realise that you get really excited to make your own one up, and then it's already out there already. There's too many out there.
The problem is Asia. Their labour's too cheap, and they've got people working on these jokes all day, every day, and we just can't compete. We've got to drop some type of minimum wage here or something.
Exactly
right. I don't know how we're going to compete.
You can't compete them. I've got 1 to their 10 going on.
It's disgraceful. They're undercutting our labour.
Exactly right. Back to Frisbee.
Back to Frisbee. How did you personally get interested in Frisbee?
That's a great story, and hopefully this reflects how a lot of people got into the sport. I was at university where it's predominantly played, uni games, university games, etc. like that, where it's quite big. And I was representing the university in tennis and rugby and a couple other sports, and a friend of mine said, look, you really like sport, why don't you try Frisbee? And I went, that's a joke, good one, champ. Tell me about a real sport, and they did. I turned up, and I just fell in love with it. It's the most cardio-intense sport I've played. I've done boxing, rugby, tennis, basketball, touch footy. I couldn't believe the amount of different tactics and strategies, different movements, even musculaturely. My legs grew. Which was fantastic, because everyone always made fun of me for missing leg day. And one of the huge perks when you're at university is a mixed team sport. Girls and boys playing together, which is really good. Not only just for the dynamics, but university can be tough as a bachelor male, and it's really nice to be in a vicinity of wonderful women.
Yeah, 100%.
I think there's something therapeutic about the disc just flying in the sky. Just so
not if
you're still smoking something.
Not if you're the one chasing it and getting beaten. It's not therapeutic at all.
So you don't just stand there and watch?
No, I'm the guy shouting at the people standing and watching, saying, chase that. And if you don't get the...
Oh, you're one of those guys. As soon as you cross the white line, you just change.
No, exactly. Like, I'm here to win or die. There is no other option.
There's no other option. So what position are you? Are you like a receiver? Or are you like
I'm a handler. If you've ever seen Michael Jordan or Allen Iverson play basketball, I'm probably a little bit better than that. Probably a combination of
I wouldn't expect anything less from the ultimate guest.
Thank you. The consummate ultimate professional.
Exactly right.
But no, look, I play like the handler position, so hopefully my throws are a little bit of substance and skill, and so but like in anything, I've played this sport 7 years now, so hopefully I can throw the disc pretty well. I've spent enough time playing it and spent enough money on it.
So do people pick you? Like, are you chosen to be on a team like it is normally, or do you have to just, it's everybody.
Is it a competition?
Yeah, so for example, we've got nationals in 2 weeks, which we've been training for, and you can, there are teams that you try for, but because it's an amateur sport right now, people create their own teams, recruit their players, and because
like OzTag,
touch footy, a lot of those sports that are there are clubs like rugby union or basketball, and they recruit as well, and there are teams that we formed at any point as well. Right now we're in the mixed season, so girls and guys play together, and after this nationals, it'll be open season where it's men and women play on separate teams. So I've created a Bondi team called Conan, the Frisbeearian. Frisbeearian, because I wanted to call it something cool, but also had to reference Frisbee in there, so people knew what I was half doing.
Yeah, that's good. I like that one.
So you have a team now here at Bondi.
I do, yes.
And so when do you guys meet, and how do you practice, and where do you practice? And
all great questions, and why I'm here to recruit people. I just came, that's why my hair's slightly wet and looking delicious, I just came from South Bondi on the beach. We play a beach game starting at 10:30. Ultimate still has that 70s timing, or Brazilian time as I like to call it, where things don't start particularly on time. So it starts around 10:30, and you definitely turn up around South Bondi. So that's what's called a pickup game, and anyone can turn up to that. We're free. It doesn't cost you anything. Teams are just made on the day. You swap teams. It's really good. And then, say my team, we train on Sunday at 12 up at Waverley Oval on that back oval that's 9% dirt, with 3% grass.
Where's that one? Isn't it the new AstroTurf?
And then the one behind.
Behind that.
Yeah. See, we're a third tier sport, so we're not the main field.
At least you're not on the concrete road.
True.
Grass.
No, definitely we don't have to be a car, game off. No car, game on.
Oh, he's already one of
that's what they used to do in the 70s too.
Really?
They had to go out and play with the traffic.
Well, I think the best one we used to do as kids was we used to try and find those diverting cones, those big diverting cones.
What do you mean, kids?
Yeah,
I was 30, I'll probably
You just brought cones in?
No, they're not legit. I did.
We'll do it after this?
The greatest story about that is my mum asked me 2 years ago what I want for my birthday, and I said cones, and she got very disappointed in me and said, I'm not buying drugs. And I said, no mum, I'm an athlete, I just want $10 cones, like a big bag of like $10 training cones.
So, okay, I want to discuss the tactics part of it.
Excellent.
So if we go deep into the rugby league tactics, for example, do you have do you follow rugby league? Right?
I do.
So you have Billy Slater, right?
I do.
Who's got a left knee injury, right? I think it's left.
Yeah.
It could be left or right.
Sure.
Anyway, let's go with left. So that means his left foot step, he can't step off his left foot.
Yeah.
So when we're kicking the ball, because he's a fullback, right?
Yeah.
When we're kicking the ball, we'll kick to his right side to make sure he steps off his bad leg. That's how deep you go into tactics when you're talking tactics for rugby league.
Yeah.
So how do you discuss the tactic? Like, for example, another tactic in rugby league is we pick a defender who's not really strong and looks weak, and we run at him. Run at her, it's a guy and girl sport. Not mixed yet, we wouldn't do a mixed sport, I don't think, in rugby league.
Probably not, unless we really worked on some really good drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right.
get those horse tranquilizers and make an open tranquilizer.
That'd be interesting.
We got to step that up.
Yeah. So what would some of the tactics be?
So I suppose to make it simple and then we can go complicated, it's a lot like basketball. So there's man defense and then there's zone defense as well. And so yes, so if it's really windy, what you're trying to do is force the opposition to throw more passes.
Yeah.
Because exponentially, the more passes thrown, the higher the chance of a turnover, the wind effect will diss more, accuracy goes down, and therefore you increase the rate of return. And so obviously you mark certain parts of the field, you take away certain throws or options.
So wait, when the forecast says that it's going to be windy, are you like, yes, that's a great day to play?
then,
Well, no, because then I have to throw in it.
Yeah.
So it works both ways. I mean, like, if I had control over the weather, which I am working on.
With your mind?
With my mind, yeah. And just like, I reckon if I got big enough biceps, I could do it as well. That's the next step. I just flex at the sky and it would know who was in charge. And so if I could stop the wind when I was throwing, but increase it when others were throwing, I would do that. But up until that point, I'd have to work with the laws of physics and gravity, I'm pretty sure. And low
That's disappointing, isn't it?
Oh, you don't know. Like, you don't even know, son.
Get in the gym.
I've been working at it. Ridiculously, like I've been one of the long-term goals I have is there's a professional league in America called the AEST.
Of Frisbee?
Of Frisbee, yeah. It's gone professional.
This sounds like the dodgeball movie.
It is a little bit like the dodgeball movie, but there's no lesbians at the end. There are just lesbians everywhere.
You're funny.
Yeah, exactly. I try.
Is it $50,000 prize or all?
No, I think they make a couple $100 a game. Actually, I would love to start a gym like that.
Yeah,
I think any kind of negative reinforcement is good for people.
When I moved to Yamba, all my friends said, "Are you working at Average Joe's gym?" I'm like, "I wish, man. I wish there was a gym called Average Joe's. I definitely want to work there."
I just want to go to a workplace I see on every television show where everyone like dresses up for Halloween, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like there's always a running joke. Like my workplace is like everyone just hates everyone. Like, where's that kind of jovial, jocular?
We need to bring that in then. Bring that in.
Can we talk about your work? You're at a PR firm.
Yeah. So I just started my own little PR firm.
Yeah. Cool. Is that the reason why you started your own PR firm? Because the people at the other work will do.
No. I'm just talking crap. That wasn't true. I just wish my life was like a sitcom. I started up a little marketing consultancy firm, and so we've got a couple of clients. One of the things I did was my brother is attempting to play professional tennis. He's 21. He's been out of sport for a minute. He's come back going hard, and I managed to get him a sponsorship without having won a first-round match. I'm really sorry if he's listening, and I told him he hasn't won a first-round match yet. And he's working really hard, and he's getting.
Go for it. What's his name?
James.
Go James.
Go James.
Is he here in Sydney?
Is he here in Sydney? Yeah.
I'd love to get him onto the show as well.
That's fine. Yeah. Well, like, you know,
Go talk to his PR.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Everyone, it's always this first. It's always this first. You've got to show the money first.
100%.
He's a big deal. All right. But yeah, so he's
Should we pay you in cones?
Not
drugs.
Oh,
not the cone, $10 cones.
The first off was a much more lucrative one.
So let's go back to Frisbee again.
We were getting distracted. I
We're getting
apologize.
very distracted. So tactics. So we've got wind tactics.
So we got wind tactics. And when you say like if you have a play that is not as strong, we'll call that an isolation play, and we also call that a mismatch. So we may favour throwing to one person more on a point because they're faster, taller, and more experienced. We may utilise them more than we would in a normal point. But obviously dominant players get the ball in a more dominant position more of the time. For example, who's the hooker for the Melbourne Storm? Who's been
Cameron Smith.
Cameron Smith. I would consider myself
the Cameron Smith.
Cameron Smith of Frisbee.
Wow, that's a big call.
I know, and it's completely wrong. It's so inaccurate. But he gets the ball most plays.
Yeah.
He's running the play, he's setting the
that was my
structure.
position, hooker.
Well, there you go. So trying to set the play, deciding on where we should go, where the point of attack is.
Yeah.
There are people who play Frisbee like that. And that's quite a good thing because then you have a direction and an organisation that comes with it as well. And then there are people who, or teams, players who really like to share the disc around, players who just bomb the first, they can throw the whole field, so that's what we do. Play. And for example, Japan as an international player, because they're not as physically dominant, say, as the Americans or Canadians who are all 6'2", all run the 100 in like 13 seconds, something like that. Absolutely, they play the 20 passes at that point, and just short little passes, work up to a very patient, what we call patient or chilly, ultimate. Chilly. That means calm. Be calm. We have a big issue with what we call intermediate male players who've just learned how to get the disc and sort of throw, and we call it conservation of greatness. Where you've done something incredible inside the point, you're holding the disc, and then you just turf it, you throw it away completely. So there's an idea you must conserve your greatness. The flash in the pan.
Not quite ultimate just yet.
No, exactly. You're intermediate, not
ultimate. So Nick, are you the like to pass to you? Are you like the leader on the team?
No one likes to pass to me at all.
So they don't like you?
But they have to.
They have to.
They have to. If I, like just one, because I'm very loud, and I'm really,
yeah, you're very, very loud.
I'm really enthusiastic about getting this. Like you can see it in my eyes.
Are you like a dog at a dog park chasing the ball?
Yeah,
chasing a frisbee.
Yeah. A dog on rabies chasing a frisbee.
Yeah. Frisbee. Okay.
It's like frisbee, kind of breaks up into nice little kind of parcels of frisbee. So it's very, very relaxed, kind of like what we call Zen, or like not as like social frisbee. Like it's just nice. You pass the disc around. I don't understand that concept. It's as I said, we're not dying in anything. There's people who, maybe a bit older, 60, 70, they just want a little run around and throw it. I'm like,
shoulder charge.
And I'm like, you better cut hard, like Francis. I don't care that you just got out of that wheelchair, but you are heading to that end zone, whether you like it or not, Sonny Jim.
Oh my goodness. We love to hate you.
Oh, yeah. If you can't be famous, be infamous, right?
Exactly right.
Right, well, talking about infamous.
What's that? Infamous.
Yeah, should we talk
We're talking about the mail, the email.
Yeah.
Give us a bit of hate mail.
I did. I trolled the shit out of you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Go into it. I'm here.
Good work, PR agent. You did your job well. You got it on the show, and you've given us any publicity is good publicity.
If you control someone and then go on their show, you're doing something
You're
right,
killing it,
or you are just the luckiest dude in the world. You can't just be like, like I threw barbs. I remember. I think I'm pretty sure it was a Friday. I come home from work. I may be on some substances, and I've gone, you know what I'm doing with this little half an hour slot? I am critiquing.
I didn't even see any of this. Well, I want to see this.
Remember the email that
I read out?
Yeah, that you read out, yeah.
Oh, did you read out the show?
Yeah, we did.
That is gangster.
All of our
Own it.
listeners
Talk about OG.
that you're the hate mail.
You are so OG right now.
We're all OG now.
It's like I'm listening to NWA right now. That's how OG.
100%. We are OG.
This is Coolio in the gang, but you guys are hard. Like this is not Kung Fu fighting.
Who's more gangster?
Who's more gangster?
Out of us three, come on.
Out of us, I can't say myself because that's two bars, right?
Yeah.
But it's definitely me.
Yeah.
Sheena replied so wonderfully. Welcomingly, you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
It was lovely. It was such a nice response. I didn't expect to get any response.
I wouldn't have responded.
No, who would? Who would respond to some angry little dude on the end of an email? Right?
I would have flipped you the bird and just pouted and
Who are you?
duck face.
Like, I would say, who are you? Who's this guy? I'm on a radio show. You got nothing, buddy. Come on. Who am I?
You made the show, man. You made the show.
I made the show. This is the crux of my career.
Yeah.
This is it. Like, I made it. This is like when Voldemort came to like be his real self in like sixth or seventh book. I didn't read the books. I just watched the movies.
Yeah, same.
My dad and I got into a huge argument because he's like, you have got to bring him onto the show. And I'm like, I am not bringing this idiot onto the show.
Bring him on the show.
Now he's on the show.
Bring him on the show.
Dad, thank you.
How the turntables.
I still reckon he's the best PR agent. He's the ultimate PR agent.
He is. I mean, he got on. He I think I turned you around, actually.
You did not. I just really wanted to be on the show. No, you did.
Now you can be on the show to bag us out now. Come on, you're free
Yeah, come on, tell us. We're all yours.
You're all mine. That's right. Look, I'm just all about. I don't. Someone just has to prove to me about the wellness and the chakras and the spirit and the energy. That's all.
We haven't even gone down that path.
I've seen some.
You talked really importantly about the new age equipment and people getting stronger and more smarter with disease. Do you really believe that
science is solving a lot more problems than it has ever before? Of course.
Yeah.
Because that's progression.
Do you believe that there's other plays at work here? Do you believe that there's negativity or evil in this society?
No. And my point would be, if there's negativity in the society, this is the best place that the world has ever been in. We're at the lowest levels of poverty from what the world's ever seen. Anyone, mostly, even in very, very dire circumstances around the world, can have access to this thing called the internet, which you are open.
Don't go open Dr. Google if you're sick though.
No, but you have the right and you have the choice to, if you so choose, but you do have a doctor that should be within your immediate area, if that's good enough. Not all places on the world, but most places, and places are, I suppose I say places, but the world is getting better. And so any kind of negativity or anything like that, I'm like, well, go live 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago. And I think we're in a way better place than we ever have been, and we can be, that we know of. So we don't know what we don't know, which is the future, but obviously like medical science, science itself, discovery and analysis is getting better all the time.
But don't you think disease is rising?
No, I think our ability to catch disease and know what disease is obviously getting better. So, 200 years ago, we wouldn't understand what cancer is. Or that there's many different types and facets of cancer and what kind of cancer and how to defeat it. Now we know and can measure and can investigate all the different types of disease you may have that we didn't even know that were possible. And I think it's a very true point. I don't know if you're raising this, but disease or diseases and now they're morphing because we're getting used to antibiotics and stuff like that. But again, science and the human brain and its analysis and analytic abilities allows us to investigate and create new types of fighting potions or medicine and things like that. For general negativity, no. I just think people are more individual now because they have the freedom to do so.
Yeah.
So, like for example, it's a really hard line to draw where everyone wants a good community, but the empowerment of the individual is philosophically and practically more important. And as sad as that is, by the way, like I love to be able to speak to the neighbour the way that communities used to run maybe 50 or 100 years ago. But the empowerment of the individual is a progress you can't stop.
I mean, don't you think that the power of the individual is being handed over to government, to the people in the White Coast, to our local...
Bring the Frisbee back.
You want Frisbee back? No, I want. Okay, no, it's on my lap. People can't see it, so I don't know if it's that. You want to put it somewhere? Yeah, there we go. Now that we're talking about politics, sure.
It's called North Korean.
No, this is actually one more plug for Frisbee before we get on to this very important topic, because I remember...
Japanese.
Japanese. A guy called John Potts, who lives in North Bondi, a wonderful man. Couldn't be here because he's taking care of his daughter, so he's a good bloke as well. He organised the first international test of Frisbee.
Wow.
In the world, by the way. Australia versus Japan.
Oh, it was Australia versus Japan.
Incredible. One was in Sydney and one was in Melbourne.
Did you play?
I did not. I know. I'm working towards that level. Like, I've just lost 10 kilograms.
Yeah.
Personally, wow. I think, yeah. Not because I'm any particularly good at losing weight. I got super poor, and so I can only be very, very frugal about my food choices. And then got tonsillitis for 2 weeks and just didn't eat. And I love eating. I'm a fat kid. Always will be.
I was a fat kid as well.
I'm just fighting. Like my thing is now, like if I just train all the time, so I get up and do like beach sprints. So I did 8 beach sprints from the water to the wall on Bondi.
Do you jump while you're doing it? Like you playing Frisbee?
Oh yeah, we do. I work on jumping by going like say to volleyball practice on the beach as well and stuff like that. So yes, very much so. Like just training because you got to jump. Like so, I'm doing like with leg training as well. Jump squats, powerlifting.
Yeah.
Like,
are you actually doing this now? Because you joked around this whole time. Now I can't see if you've been serious.
That's a good point of PR marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last couple weeks, because we've got nationals coming up, I'd like to be the as best possible athlete that I can be.
What's your chances
of winning the tournament?
Of making the Australian side?
Depending on when the next tryouts are, low, like anything in the representative side I think is low. Hopefully I'm in a good enough position. I have certain skills, but there are very, very, very good athletes in Frisbee in Australia. It's a very, very high level of Frisbee.
Do you know I'm half Italian and I can break someone's kneecap and go down that path, mafia style?
And I appreciate that.
And I don't look Italian, so then no one will expect me coming.
I like it. It was good with the rouge
bit of redhead going.
Yeah, it's nice.
The Scottish side of me coming out.
Yeah. No, look, if I made the team on that kind of basis, I wouldn't feel like a really into it. It's a problem with being like a...
Well, the good thing about my mafia skills is I'll break the first kneecap for free, and then the second one...
Do I owe you something? You're going to leave a horse head in my bed because I didn't pay you back?
Isn't that already been done because you were bagging out the show?
Yeah. Wait, have you already left a horse head in my bed that I didn't notice?
I didn't even notice. It was a pony.
Look,
It was a fake toy.
there are so many girls there. I can't even remember which one it was. Is that Sarah? What was that very deep question you asked me before? Because I
just disease, about disease. We were talking about, don't you think that this disease...
No, you're talking about the myth. No, and I have a very good reason for that. And I'm going to just
let's recap what we were talking about. What was it that we were talking about?
So disease and whether or not where people have lost individual empowerment because government is taking.
That's right.
There's a very good reason why that's not occurring, and it's because. And I'm just going to go through Western democracies here, by the way, and I'll take Europe as well. But Western democracies, Australia, Britain, America, have elected mostly conservative governments, and one of the tenures or the tenets of conservative government is smaller government, so less government intrusion in your life. Where that's good. Well, that has to be more individual empowerment because the government is stepping away.
Oh, so you're saying that they're stepping away from our lives, so we have to take more power.
Well, yeah. So the idea that the government's more powerful now than it ever was is probably untrue. I would say social norms and social pressures are maybe more likely than that. For example, like I don't know, people quote BuzzFeed a lot, and I don't know if that's a particularly legitimate intellectual academic place of research.
Hey, it's good.
Is it? Well, yeah, maybe.
It's up there with Chuck Norris. It's very addictive.
In 2 years' time, when they pass the laws of vaccination where everybody needs to be vaccinated, even you as an adult, do you want to get vaccinated?
Definitely. Like, I'm all for freedom of choice, but I'm also for freedom of not being retarded and not being silly. For example, like, vaccination works for the most part.
Well, we've always been vaccinated.
Yeah, and I think it's worth, like...
But I just don't, like, the thing is that where we're coming from is that we just had my brother on the show. His partner's a nutritionist and naturopath, like the alternate side. That's what we're still promoting as well.
Sure.
And they're saying that in that they're doing a lot of studies on food, and certain foods are causing these Alzheimer's, and also they're saying that vaccinations are playing a part in that. So if the government's making it mandatory for us to have vaccinations, then it does take away individualism, and when it comes about food as well.
There's two things at play here. There's protecting the benefit of the public, which is what the vaccination is meant to do.
Utilitarianism?
Yeah. And then there's the lies that they tell us of what's in the vaccination, which is where all of the issues are coming from and where they believe all the diseases are coming from.
I have a friend, and she has worked in Colombia, and she's in health.
What?
She's in health, so she studies like health as a policy, and has done work for the Colombian government in areas that are affected, especially like very, very poor socioeconomic areas where they're very cut off from from infrastructure and stuff like that. Has studied around the world health benefits, doing her, I think, masters at UNSW. And so I will go to her if I have. So I'm quoting her on this. Vaccination works, and where they try to bring it into very poor South American, African countries, societies, communities. It works and needs to work. There are things I understand about the cost of individualism versus choice and stuff like that. But my point would always be, if it's a proven subject, which, I'm pretty sure, like, several diseases we don't have here in Australia, like typhoid and polio. I'm pretty happy that I'm pretty stoked that I can't get that, or it's a tiny percentage of that occurring.
It no longer exists. There's no way we will ever.
I'm pretty sure that's
still getting vaccinated for that.
Great. And I'm okay with that. Like, if that costs me, what is it, like maybe $200 when I'm a kid, and maybe $200.
But there's no way we could get it because it doesn't exist anymore. So why are we getting vaccinated from it?
I assume that the doctors have better things to do than to lie to us. If they're telling us...
Wait, Nick. It's been proven that government lies to us. It has been proven in the fact, at least once in the past, that government has lied.
Wait, one time in the whole history?
Yeah, but if they can do it once, they can do it more.
Yeah, but that's certain. Anyway, one of the things is, like, you can't stop individuals or politicians lying to us, but you can't... But one of the things is, like, for example, I've got a Brazilian mate, and he's just come from the whole issue in Brazil with Dilma, and I think they got rid of their president for being corrupt. But the funny thing is that they're actually corrupt, the new guys and stuff like that. His point would be, and I think it's a very fair one, and individuals can do what they want. They can rot the system and take away the system, do whatever they want. But the infrastructure around the system is good, like in Australia. So you get very, very heavily punished for very good independent boards and governing bodies that are independent from politicians. Like AIPAC, like we have a pretty good standard of getting people who are doing bad things out of the system and punishing them. Like it's not perfect. Like nothing is perfect in this world. But Australia must have a pretty good system. Like we're sitting in Bondi Beach. No one here is pillaging or colonising us at the moment.
I'm trying.
You are, and I think you're doing a really good job. I feel very colonised.
Yeah. You should.
I'm very pillaged right now. So I think like nothing's perfect, but if you can appreciate what we've created with the best system possible, I think you can work within our system, and it's just tiny tweaks. Like we don't have to reinvent the wheel here. We just have to tweak the wheel. So if you're telling me that government's been proven wrong, fantastic. We were able to prove government was wrong. No one proved that kings or dictators were wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like that never occurred. So the fact that we don't have those kind of issues, I think, proves that we're doing a pretty good job.
But doesn't it bother you that the people that are meant to support us and govern us aren't 100% truthful?
Oh, not at all. I don't think they're in it for that.
But doesn't that bother you?
No, like that. Look, the government has very little role in our lives. To be honest, if the only issue is vaccinations,
well, when we pay tax,
we do,
and we have to make decisions based on vaccinations that are out of our hands.
Well, if that's the only reason you're voting for someone, that's a pretty small niche thing of voting. For example, I'm voting on a party that I think opens up trade markets, that allows business to flourish, that incentivizes business, that empowers individuals. That's why I'm voting.
Yeah.
If there's a tiny issue about vaccinations, I apologize if anyone thinks that's incredibly important. But on the scheme of life, and in the entirety of it, I don't know if it's a huge issue that that's where my vote is going to be going to the Italian thing. I'm a vote to you.
But I understood exactly what you're saying. You didn't even have to say anything.
So if that's a small area of contention, yes, like vote on your heart or vote on your brain to do with that. But I'm definitely voting on other issues.
Yeah.
It's not an important. Look, it's not important for me. The only thing is that I guess where Sheena's come from, it might have nothing to do with what she's saying, but like in the 60s and 70s, like asbestos was used everywhere, and it was that was the main source of building material, and then that was the best source of insulation. That was the best source of everything. It's like the modern day gyprock, and everyone said, yeah, this is a fantastic product. Now people are dying, like having asbestosis and going through that path. So what I'm saying is things that are legalised back then might not be legalised in 30, 40 years. We're not going to know whether it's good or bad for us until there's that time frame.
And they're stopping us from making decisions on our own that we might disagree with the government. But
no one's stopping you from making any decisions with the government.
No, when it's illegal, with what your decision is, that's definitely a disagreement. Like for instance, if I had cancer, I would want to be taking cannabis oil because I know that that's a cure.
Yeah.
But because the government says that it's a Class A drug, I would never be able to take that as a cure to
Can you go to America and get it?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. There you go.
But you can't.
Why not?
Because you don't live there and you don't have...
But I can go to America.
No, but you can't just get it off the street. You've got to get diagnosed with a prescription and there's a process behind...
That's okay.
Well, but you can't get it here, and if you were sick, and if you were anything like...
no system's perfect, and look, I'm all for the wonderful healing. Like, I don't know if you can say this on the show, but I definitely smoke weed, and I definitely support its not just recreational, medicinal qualities. Oh my god, for sure, I can't believe, but I'm really glad that the New South Wales government has started the process of testing, treating, and investigating it for medicinal purposes, and that's the starting point for it to become recreational and legal. But look, it's been poorly handled throughout the last 40, 50 years. All this conspiracy theory about marijuana and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
I think it's been handled poorly. But most people still get it. If you want it, you can get it here. Kids don't do drugs.
No.
Become a rock star.
I guess that's not. I guess that the point is that they completely say that that drinking alcohol, which is a depressant, which causes accidents, which is horrible on your body, is legal, and something else that grows from the ground that doesn't cause any accidents, that is actually probably good. Not yet. After thousands of years, it hasn't caused
We haven't had cars for thousands of years, so I don't think it can cause traffic accidents.
Okay, but anyways, but they're making the decision that one is right for us and one is not right
You
for
have
us.
the right to vote on the person that you choose to represent your ideals. And have we voted in someone who supported marijuana use, you would have had that. You can have a marijuana, you can start your own marijuana party, you can start your own medicinal marijuana party.
You want to start with it?
Yeah, you've got the funding, the backing, because I work for the Liberal Party. It costs a lot of money to run campaigns.
PR, we've got a PR.
You got PR. Look, I'll sell
there.
On that note, we need to do some brainstorming and then we need to wrap this up.
Well, we're having a good time.
I know, but how did Frisbee get on to?
Well, Frisbee pretty much started with marijuana, because they're full circle.
This has been a great conversation. I've just been watching you guys like having this political debate right here. I've just been sitting like a viewer out there watching it. It's been awesome. Like, oh, please, I just wanted.
I'm
I
so
should have
happy
fueled.
you're here, man.
I should have fueled the fire a little bit more.
Yeah.
I should have. I thought you guys were original gangsters. You didn't throw punches.
No. You don't have to. We have civil discourse and freedom of speech in Australia, so it's wonderful here.
Exactly right.
We already have that loving relationship from email one.
Let's just get the two things.
Let's do it. Two things.
One, do you disagree with our show now?
Do I disagree with your show? Is it? Do you need to know my opinion? Is this like voting? Like, do I get the right to? No, I think anyone who is doing what they love and they are engaging more people is great. I don't have to agree with your particular concept for me to agree with you.
What would
overall
you
idea.
disagree? What's the disagree?
Oh, if you just had things on that disagree, it would just be a case by case basis. So if you just told me
Today, it was ultimate, right?
If someone came in and said, "All right, I figured out how to survive Earth. You've got to get your chakras in line." I might have some slight questions about the validity of it.
You've got to listen to the show. We had a sexologist on here. We keep talking about sexologist. We had a sexologist.
Give me on with the sexologist.
Zoe, the orgasmic full body orgasm.
These are things that I'm very interested in, and I cannot take this away from you, Nick.
Yeah.
Not take this away from you.
You don't want me to take it away from you? Is it? Would it shatter your ideal?
Yes.
Is that a problem?
Yes.
Because I love shattering ideas. I'm all against platitudes and all about a realistic investigation and a critical analysis.
Critical, yeah, right.
Yes, very, very much so. But it's like this, right? Like the phoenix, when it burns and dies, it comes back stronger.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so
exactly right.
if we break down the argument or the ideal, and we can create something better out of it, surely we're in a better place.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
And persistence also helps, right?
Yeah, you got to chip. You got to chip it. You got to chip away, and make it your own. It's like water on rock, you know.
And I have to say, you've made this show your own.
Hey, this has been an awesome.
This has been the Nick show, right?
For the purpose of him being a hater and then getting him on.
I'm a fun hater, though.
He's a fun hater, man.
Your hate doesn't have to be awkward or intimidating. It can be beautiful, chiseled jawline and beautiful green eyes, and it can just come on and just rap with you.
Yeah, exactly right. Rap?
Rap with you.
Okay, start rapping.
Would you like me to try and go off topic, or would you like me to try and you give me a topic and I'll try and go with it?
Are you actually going to do this?
Yeah. Do you want to drop me a do you have a beat?
We don't have no beats.
They go off kilter, so...
Are you actually going to rap?
Yeah, okay, tell me a couple
of things
about you.
And we're going to have to wrap this up in 2 minutes.
That's all right, I can only go one.
So,
some information about you. You host a radio show.
Personal training.
What's your full name?
Liam Michael Zollo.
Okay.
He doesn't like to play polo.
I don't like to play polo.
Do you want to take this away from me? That's alright, you can do
I like to ride solo.
Oh, nice.
I don't know, what else am I good at, Sheena?
You're funny, and you're intelligent.
International Rugby League.
And you've written a book. You've done 3
Guinness World Record holder.
That's cool. International Rugby League from Italy.
He's got a beautiful family, John and Tina.
It's probably too much information now. I can only probably let it. Alright, so full name again for me? Liam Michael Zollo. He ain't no Zorro, but goddamn it, when I see him in polo, I say, damn, that boy look good. Man, I should. I'm gonna go in his TV show. He ain't gonna go to radio show? Oh no. This is about to blow. Oh shit, I'm about to blow up on your radio waves. I'm gonna save the days, man.
Mate, you are welcome back anytime you want.
That was a pleasure to
Love,
have me.
hate, anything you want, man, you're back on.
Sheena, she ain't no wiener. You know what I'm saying?
So we're going to wrap up the show. We've got another 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Let's just say, though, after all this political debate, everyone's got freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Isn't it wonderful?
And let's just say the purpose of our show is to provide education and entertainment to help people build more of a confident, fearless, inspired version of themselves. So if we can send that message across with every show, as long as we're educating, as long as we're entertaining, we're based around inspiring people, then we're doing our job right.
And it's not only the lovers, it's the haters as well.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and the people in between. You know, you can do both. You know.
Hey, you should drop the mic. We should have a mic so you can drop the mic.
And walk out.
Yeah. Next time.
Next time. Because it looks like you've got expensive equipment here.
That's right.
But yeah, everyone go play Frisbee.
Yeah, wait. Before we end, where can they find you?
All right, so I think you're going to put up, I sent you our Facebook page.
Yeah, let the Facebook people know.
The Facebook people will know, but anyone is welcome tomorrow, the 3rd, over behind Waverley Oval.
4th or 3rd?
Not 3rd, and this is not like the holy hand grenade in the Holy Grail. This is definitely the 3rd, not the 5th, and not the 2nd.
Yep.
Behind Waverley Oval. Currently the Frisbee is training. We'd love to see you there. It's a great sport for fitness, great sport for friendships, great sport for Sheena, who's obviously got the flow down.
She's going to be an intermediate.
I'm just going to be watching the Frisbee thrower.
And if you're out there and you're not in Bondi, go find your local Frisbee people. Just search Frisbee or Ultimate on Facebook. It's a fantastic sport. It's a great community.
Yep.
Incredibly welcoming. Great for everyone. As a PR person, networking-wise, it's the most educated sport I've ever been in. Everyone's doing a doctorate or master's in talent.
Yeah, awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming in.
It's been a pleasure.
You're a legend, man. Hey, don't hug. You guys are meant to. You're OG.
I'm
OG.
That was very non-gangster of us. I'm
Non-gangster.
sorry.
Bye, Facebook. Have a great week.
Thank you so much, guys and girls. See you later. Thanks, legend.
No, that was good.
Well
Thanks
done,
so much, man.
Thank you so much.